Hello, bipolar babes. We are here to talk about bipolar and working. So I will say that the best thing to do if you're bipolar, whether newly diagnosed or not, definitely always be really honest with your employer, because that way they'll be able to help you if things get a little rough and choppy with like mood swings, long hours and whatnot that can affect the way that it is that you're working because of the disability. Right now I am working at a place that doesn't know that I'm bipolar, just because it's temporary. It's only a 3-month job and it's in the morning, so I know it won't affect my sleeping schedule, which would cause some hiccups maybe down the line with mood swings and whatnot, because one thing with bipolar that you have to watch out for as one of the triggers is a steady sleep schedule. If that gets effed up, you're more likely to get some issues down the road, spiking mood swings and episodes. So because it is steady and I wasn't really worried about all that, I did not tell my employer this time around, but I have in the past, and it has helped me immensely. When I was living in Spain, I was bartending. I was working nights up until like 4 a.m. I wouldn't actually end up sleeping until 5 or 6 in the morning, after getting home and showering, eating and whatnot, taking care of myself. But it ended up being bad for me in the long run. I thought I could have the job working nights, because I've always been a night owl, and still be able to be okay. And that did not end up happening. So I started declining. I started getting inability to work, and I shared it with my employer that it was getting a little bit too hectic. So she switched me to shorter work week. I ended up working only 3 days, and it progressed, and not even that was helping. And I told her, it's still not okay. So she was able to be understanding and adjust and put me on the calmer days instead of like a busy weekends and whatnot. Been progressed more, and I couldn't even hold the job at all, so I ended up having to leave. But it made it a lot smoother leaving, because it wasn't like, oh, I'm just up and leaving. She knew what was going on, and she was able to empathize and give me that exit out. And I still have a great relationship with her now, so that could just help in the long run with the people that are in your community, so you don't end up having like a bad rep, I guess. Not that it really matters what other people think, but it is, I think, appropriate and proper to do things in the best way possible, because you never know when you might need that connection again down the line. With that said, I ended up realizing I can't work nights. That was my like realization, wake up call, that I need more steadiness in my life. And I ended up obviously having to leave the job, and I had to recuperate for months before ever going back into working again, which is now recently, a couple months back. So it was almost a year and a half, maybe even 2, before I was able, I think a year and a half before I was able to actually work again, because I fell pretty hard. And if you know, it's a climb back to stability. But what helped was getting a proper sleep schedule, being up with the sun, going to sleep almost like an old hag. It definitely helps. Your circadian rhythm and whatnot ends up adjusting. Like I said, I'm a night owl, so it was tough for me at first. My partner helped a lot because she's in the military, so I was able to kind of conform to getting up when she got up, going to sleep when she went to sleep. That definitely helped a lot. Now I have a day job that's relaxed, so I used to always be in the kitchen, a line cook. And a line cook, if you know, is very, and at night, so that's when it's most busy, is very upbeat, very fast paced, and you have to be on top of things, and it's a fast pace, so your brain ends up going fast paced, and I didn't want that anymore for me, because I know that kind of mimics like mania, and I'm trying to be as far away from that as possible. I'm still in the kitchen, but I'm doing prep cook in the morning, which is a lot easier, different pace completely. Work at your own pace. If you need to step out, you can step out, which you can't do in the middle of a dinner rush in a restaurant. That adjustment helps a lot. Other things that help if you're bipolar and looking to be working is definitely calmer scenarios, like having jobs in a library, in a pet store, a retail store, something that you know is gonna be a steady pace, or even restaurants being like morning prep like I am. It's gonna help because you know what you're getting yourself into every day, and the more things that we could make stable in our lives as bipolar people, bipolar warriors, is gonna help, because life already is pretty tumultuous, gives us plenty of curveballs to have to deal with, and just having the diagnosis itself is plenty on our plate from my experience. Yeah, I also know that your employer cannot disclose that information of you being bipolar to anybody else, so know that it's secure talking to them. It's protected by an act, Americans with Disability Act. We're protected from discrimination in the workplace. They can't not hire you if just for being bipolar. It is recognized as a disability, and if you are completely unable to work in general because of the frequencies of the episodes and mood swings, you're able to get paperwork from your doctors, your mental health professionals, psychiatrists, and submit those things into disability forms to get paid disability because of the bipolar disorder. So that's another thing to be aware of as an option if like it seems like you're never able to work and only able to work very short amounts of time before things get flipped on its head again, which honestly, that's something I'll probably consider pretty soon, because it's kind of been a repetition for me every year or so that I have another episode. Hopefully, I think I cracked the code this time, so that anything else that would affect it would be like things that I wouldn't be able to control, major life changes, somebody dying in the family, or some other maybe natural disaster, or some other kind of trauma that could trigger it. But for now, I got my sleep on lock, I got my physical activity on lock for my mental health, I got eating on lock, the job as well, everything stable for the most part. Of course, there's little fluctuations here and there. I'm hoping that's plenty to keep me stable for a long time. And yes, those lifestyle adjustments, though seeming small, really help. Really help. Having physical activity at least 4 times a week. Personally, I lift weights, I go to the gym. I do my hour, I get out, and it benefits me throughout the entire day. For me, that's an easy win. And having the sleep on schedule, easy win. Taking my medication, even though I don't need it because I'm stable right now, I still take it as a precaution to be able to just have something in my system in case something pops up. I don't have to start from zero and build it up to be able to help myself if my brain needs it. So yeah, the takeaways are honesty is key. Be open. It could be scary to be vulnerable with authority, you know, people above you, but it's better that they know than they don't, because if they don't, then they're in the dark and aren't able to help you if something does pop off and gets brought up. As well as finding possible adjustments with the line of work that you might already be in. For example, how I was a chef to then pivoting to being a prep cook. And yeah, know your rights. No, you can't be discriminated against just because of your diagnosis. And also know that there is that disability payout if that's the direction you need to take it. I hope you guys take care of yourself and are able to do the things for yourself to have a great mental health within your being. And I love you. Okay, ciao.